Hello, this is Dr. Do again. This video is outside of medicine. Continue to read the Iliad by Homer. I'm going to continue to read. But Coon marked him. Coon, Athena's older son, a distinguished man-at-arms and still in grief with misting down his eyes for his fallen brother, in from the blind side he came. Agamemnon never saw him, tensed with a spear and slashed him under the elbow. Down the forearm, a glint of metal, the point ripped through his flesh, and the lord of fighting man Atreides shuddered. Not that he quit the foray even then. He sprang at Coon, gripping his big spear shaft, tough from the gusty wind that whipped his tree. Coon was just dragged his brother foot first, wild now to retrieve his own father's son, calling for help from all the bravest men. But as Coon hauled the body through the press, Agamemnon lunged up under his boast shield, thrust home hard with the polished bronze point, unstrung his limbs and reared and lopped his head, and the head tumbled onto his fallen brother's corpse. So then and there, under royal Agamemnon's hands, the two sons of Athena filled out their fates, and down they plunged on the strong house of death. But the king kept ranging, battling ranks on ranks, and thrusting his spear and sword and hurling heavy rocks, as long as the blood came flowing warm from his wound. But soon as the gash dried and the firm clots formed, sharp pain came bursting in on Atreides' strength, spear-sharp as the laborious pangs that pierce a woman, agonies brought on by the harsh, bursting spirits, Hera's daughters, who hold the stabbing power of birth, so sharp the throes that burst on Atreides' strength. And back he sprang in the car and told his driver to make for the hollow ships, racking with pain. But he loosed a shrill cry to all his men, friends, lords of Argives, all my captains, you turn now, keep on shielding our fast ships from this latest mass attack. Zeus, who rules the world, forbids me to battle children all day long. A crack of the lash and his driver whipped the team with streaming manes, straight for the curved ships, and on they flew, holding nothing back. Their heaving chests foaming, bellies pelted with dust, rushing the wounded warlord, free and clear of battle. There, Hector's signal. Seeing Atreides hurt and speeding off the lines, he gave a ringing shout to his troops and allies, Trojans, Lycians, Dardan fighters, hand to hand. Now, be men, my friends, call up your battle fury. Their best man cuts and runs. Zeus is handing the glory, awesome glory. Drive your horses right at these mighty Argives. Seize the higher triumph, seize it now. Hector whipped the fight and firing each man like a huntsman, crying on his hounds, their white fangs flashing, harrying savage game, some wild boar or lion. So at Achilles' rank he drove his fearless Trojans, Hector son of Priam. A march for murderous Iris, the prince himself went wading into the front lines. His hope soaring down, he hurled on the fray like a sudden killer squall that blasts down on the dark blue sea to whip and chop its crest. Who was the first he slaughtered, who the last? Hector, the son of Priam. Now Zeus gave him glory. Arceus first, Autonomus next, and then Alpides, Dolops, Clytius' son, the Ophilethius, Agelaus, Asimus, and Oris, Hipponos, staunch in combat. These were the Argive captains Hector killed, then went for the main mass. Like the west wind battering soft, shining clouds, and the south wind wafts along in deep, explosive blasts. It strikes, and the great swelling waves roll on, and the prey The spray goes shooting up from under the wind's hurl, swerving, rolling down the sea. So wildly Hector routed the packed lines of fighters caught in his onslaughts. Now there would have been havoc, irreversible chaos, fleeing bands of Achaeans flung back on their ships if Odysseus had not shouted out to Diomedes, "What's wrong with us? Forgetting our battle fury? Come here, old friend, stand by me. What humiliation if Hector with that flashing helmet takes our ships." Powerful Diomedes took his challenge quickly. "I will stand and fight by God and take the worst but little joy it will bring our comrades now. Zeus, the king of the clouds, have pitched on victory for the Trojans, not for us." But all the same, he hurled Thambroeus down to ground from his car. Diomedes speared his left breast as Odysseus killed the warlord's aide-in-arm, Merlin, tall as a god, and left them there for dead. Their fighting finished, then both went slashing into the lines to make a slaughter as two mild bulls, bristling, ramping back for the kill, fleeing themselves on the yelping backs that haunted them. Back they whirled on attack and laid the Trojans low, while Achaeans, just in flight from Hector's onset, leaped at the chance to gather second wind. At once they took two lords of the realm and seized their car, the two good sons of Merops, out of Percote harbor. Merops, adept beyond all men in the Mantigard, he refused to let his two boys march to war, this man-killing war, but the young ones fought him all the way. The forces of Black Death drove them on, and Diomedes, a marvel with the spear, destroyed them both, stripped them of life-breath, and tore their gear away. And Odysseus killed Hippodamus, killed Hipparchus. And there, gazing down from his ridge on Ida, the son of Cronus, stretched the rope of battle tense and taut as the fighter kept on killing side to side. Diomedes hurled a spear that struck Agastrophus, Paeon's warrior's son, and smashed the joint of his hip, but his team was not close by for fast escape. A big mistake. His driver held them reined off at the side while he advanced through the front ranks in front, plowing on and on till they lost his own life. But Hector quickly marked them across the lines. He charged them both full force with salvage shot, the Trojan battalions churning in his wake. Diomedes shuddered to see him coming on. The Lord of the War called out to Odysseus quickly, close beside him, "We're in for shipwreck, a breaker rolling down on us. Look, this massive Hector. Brace for him, stand our ground together, beat him back." I'm going to stop here today and continue next time. Thank you for watching.